12.5 volts coming from there. Okay, so I know my battery's good, so what I'm going to do is I made this little cable here, so I'm going to hook these two leads to the battery, and then this is the cable to the fan, and then I'm going to poke these two leads into there on each side, and if the fan turns, then the fan is still okay. If it doesn't turn, then I've got to replace that whole fan assembly. On the plus side, one on the negative side. Alright, now I'm going to try it. Try to keep these two leads apart in my hand here. Okay, here I go. Alright, the fan is not turning. Let me try it again. That's touching. That's touching. No fan. Okay, I'm pretty sure that it's the fan. So I'm going to have to buy a new assembly for the fan. Okay. Alright, well, we're back here. Still working on this fan issue. There's a shroud that holds the fan right here. And everything I read tells you to take this front bumper off, but that is a lot of work. So I'm going to try to remove some items and see if I can lift it, get it out and lift it up. First I'm going to take off this hood latch. Then there's a bracket here that holds these two hoses, and I'm going to take that off and see if I have enough room. I've already taken off the air scoop that goes right here, and it just has a couple of clips at the top here. There's one right here. See if I can find it. Yeah, one right here. And on the other side, then it should lift out, but it's going to be tight. Let's see if we can get it out. Well, things got complicated pretty quick. I had to remove the two front headlamp assemblies in order to access what I needed here. One was this clip and the other one's down there. The other side was pretty easy, but I'm still struggling to get that side out and then determine if I can even lift it out. Alright, the next step is to take off this bumper cover. Basically has some clips here. It has a screw under here on both sides, and then it pops out like this. Same on this side here. And then there are clips right here that hold it, and then these little tabs. So once you get all that loose, you can remove these tabs and then take it off, and we'll set it down over here. And here's what it looks like after that. So now the next step is to remove this radiator plastic cover, and then these bolts right here that hold the radiator and the coolant for the AC. And then the radiator should lean back this way where we can take the fan off, put the new fan on. Alright, with those 6 screws out, this comes off, and we are getting closer. I'm not 100% sure it was necessary to remove this, but I went ahead and moved it so it wouldn't be in the way. And so now we can see the intercooler, the radiator, and the fan shroud here. So I believe the next steps is to take these 2 bolts off, and these 2 bolts, and bring it back this way, lift the fan out. I don't know if I need to disconnect this upper hose or not. It might be flexible enough. We'll see. These are 10 millimeters. I'll get those off. Okay, well, it took some maneuvering, some wrangling, and I finally got the fan with the housing out. I did have to take off the upper radiator hose. And now let's see if we can get the other one back in there. Here's the one I took out right here. Now here's the replacement. Looks like a good fit. Everything's in the right place. If I can get it back, the other one back in there, wrangle it down, we'll see how it goes. Okay, the replacement fan is in. Everything's good here. I need to hook up the upper radiator hose and then start piecing it back together. Now when I put the new housing in for the fan, it was too tight to get it in without breaking the upper hose part here. So I don't want to do that. Integral to the radiator. So I was able to take the radiator and the cooler and lift them out with them still connected over on this side, and that gave plenty of room to put the housing in its place and then put it back in with no problem at all. A lot easier than when I took it out. I wish I would have thought of that when I was taking it out. I topped off the radiator and we're going to fire it up before I put more stuff on it. See if the fan works. Alright, I'm going to put the fan on max. Let's see if that starts turning in there when it heats up. Hey, I just saw the fan kick on. Woo! Alright. Fan is turning, so I got a good replacement. Let's see how that does with the temperature. Let me get back in the car. Okay, I'm using my code reader and I'm going to monitor the coolant temperature. Okay, well, it's pretty low now. It's 47. I'm going to hang it up here so we can see it better. So it's climbing like it's supposed to. Well, that's not any better. Let's see here. 49. Without the fan turning, it would get over 100 centigrade, which is boiling. definitely climbing a lot slower. I just heard the fan kick into high speed. It hasn't even gotten high enough for the thermostat to kick in to bring it back down. That usually happens around 80. Well, it's just now passing 70. Leveled off at just sitting still, having the fan do the work, and it's doing great, keeping the temperature down. It's having a really long run at 84. That's great. Alright, let's call it a success. I'm going to button it all back up, take it out for a spin, monitor the temperature while I'm driving and running the AC, and I'll report back after that with a follow-up. Okay, it's all back together. I just did a little test drive, and on max AC the temperature steadied out at about 84 while I was driving, and that's nice. The AC's back on. We'll call it a wrap. Thanks for watching.